everyone, this is Amanda at Amanda's Buntopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today I'm going to go over the books I am hoping to get to in July. Well, for the month of July, that is. We've already started July. Technically, today is the 2nd. So, at this point, well, when you guys see this video, I might have already finished a book or two from the stack. But I am not participating in any readathons for the month of July. I decided not to because I needed a break. But I do have a bunch of buddy reads I'm going to go through and some mood reading I like to do and possibly maybe some others for some video projects. However, I'm going to keep it kind of broad and not narrow it down to too many because I don't want to overwhelm myself because I need a break. I just spent May doing Escape the Readathon and June with the Amazing Readathon and Camp Nightmare at Lake Thrills and Chills. So I need a break from readathons. At least for a month or so. However, that might be another story come August. But we will get to that when we get to that. So I'm going to go over some of my buddy reads first. First and foremost, I'm going to start with this book that I'm buddy reading with Jazz. Her Instagram is Jazz with Ink. I will link her down below if you want to check her out. And we're going to be reading Broken Bayou by Jennifer Moorhead. It was an Amazon first reads. If you're a Prime member on Amazon, you get access to first reads around the beginning of each month. And so she got this one and I also got it. And we decided we wanted to read it together. And I can't remember which month I got this in. I can't remember. But it is a thriller. It sounds really interesting. It says, in his debut thriller, a troubled child psychologist returns to a small Louisiana town to protect her secrets, but winds up having to protect her life. Dr. Willow Waters is a prominent child psychologist at the height of her career, but when a viral video of a disastrous television interview puts her reputation on the line, Willow retreats to Broken Bayou, the town where she spent most of her childhood summers. There she visits her aunt's old house and discovers some of her troubled mother's belongings still languishing in the attic. Dusty mementos harboring secrets of her harrowing past. Willow's hopes for a respite are quickly crushed, not only by what she finds in that attic, but also by what's been found in the bayou. With waters dropping due to drought, mysterious barrels containing human remains have surfaced, alongside something else from Willow's past, something she never thought she'd see again. Divers, police, and media flood the area, including a news reporter gunning for Willow and Travis Arsenault, a local deputy and old flame. Willow's fate seems eerily tied to the murders, and with no one to trust, she must use her wits to stay above water and make it out alive. And that sounds so cool. I love thrillers that have a psychological twist. It sounds like a psychological thriller. And then we are also reading for Thrills and Chills for the month of July. We are reading Gray After Dark, which is by Noelle W. Ely. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that. I didn't know much about this until I looked a little bit into it, and it sounds kind of interesting. So I thought I'd give it a try. I downloaded the ebook. So instead of buying a physical copy, so in case I don't love it, I don't have to worry about trying to give it away. So the ebook is a fair compromise, I think. So I'm going to try it. And for those that don't know anything about it, it says, a merciless wilderness, a harrowing attack, a desperate escape. When a tragic accident sidelines Miley's dreams of Olympic gold, she takes a summer job at a mountain guest lodge. The Frank Church wilderness is remote, but it's a perfect place to train and recover. Local lore about a staffer who died years ago doesn't scare her, but it should. Miley's plans take a terrifying detour when she's abducted during a morning run. Held captive in a desolate off-grid cabin, she'll have to use her athletic prowess, cunning mind, and courage to survive. But as the Nightmare F cabin escalates, Miley is forced to form an unlikely alliance and attempt a risky escape. Can she outwit her captors and survive the wilderness before it's too late? And it's inspired by true events, which is also a psychological thriller. And it says it should have a finale that will leave you breathless. So I don't know if that's going to be the case for me, but I'm definitely going to try and find out. And it sounds kind of interesting because I guess from what it sounds like, she's in captivity for most of the book. And then another book that I am also buddy reading that I don't have on me just yet. I won't get it until Friday, unfortunately. It is being mailed to me. It was a pre-order, and that is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I am reading it with a Patreon. Ashlyn Kaylee, I am in her top tier Patreon, and as a group, her Patreon is going to be reading Reckless, and I was actually the one that suggested to Ashlyn that we read Reckless because a bunch of us read Powerless and really enjoyed it. And she took me up on that offer and put Reckless in the poll for us to choose from. And Reckless won. So I am very, very excited to continue the series. From what I understand, it's going to be a trilogy, even though it has like a 1.5. So Powerless is the first one. Powerful is 1.5. Reckless is supposed to be number 2. And I don't know anything about the third one just yet, because there hasn't been any information released on it. However, I am super excited to continue my journey with this. And I am most definitely going to be psyched. As soon as I get my hands on Reckless, I know I will be reading it. Because I am obsessed with the series, and I need to see where it's going to go. And then the rest of my buddy reads, I have physical copies of. So we're going to start with my read-along. For those who don't know, I've been doing a housemaid read-along of the whole Housemaid series by Frida McFadden on my channel. And if you're new and want to check that out, we did do sprints and live shows on the first 2 books already. And for July, we're going to finish out the series with The Housemaid is Watching. And from my understanding, this is going to be like several years after the second book. And I am very excited to finish out this series. And we will have sprints on this one sometime in July and a live show at the end of the month. I don't have dates yet, but I promise as soon as I have them, I will keep you guys updated. And if you want to stay subscribed to my channel, you will get all the updates and find out when we're going to have all the shows and sprints. So stay tuned. I don't want to talk about this series just yet because I've already talked about the first 2 on my channel, and I don't want to give anything away on this one. So I'm going to keep this spoiler free and let you guys find out for yourself. If you haven't read the first 2 books yet, I highly recommend doing so. The first one I gave 5 stars. The second one I gave 4 stars. And I'm excited to finish it out and see if it's going to be as good as the other ones. So I'm excited to get to that. And then the next buddy read I am doing is All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda. This is my friend Clint started a buddy read. Like a big group of us on Instagram are reading this one. I don't remember everyone who's in the group. I don't have a list of all the names, but there's a whole bunch of us reading this together. And this will be my first Megan Miranda. I have never read anything from her before, but I know Clint, he has read, which one was it? The Widow Hills book, The Girl from Widow Hills, something like that. And he really enjoyed it. So he wanted to read this one, and a bunch of us said we'd read it with him. So I am excited to give this one a shot. It says, it's been 10 years since Nicolette Farrell left Coolly Rich. 10 years since she broke up with Tyler, the man she thought she'd marry. 10 years since her best friend Corinne disappeared, never to be heard from again. When the call comes that her father is ailing, Nick is living in Philadelphia, light years away from her younger self. She dropped everything to care for her dad, but within days of her return, another girl goes missing, and Nick experiences a terrifying sense of deja vu. As Nick works to unravel what happened to the missing girl, shocking truths emerge about her neighbors. her family, and what really happened to Corinne that night 10 years ago. It says it's an astonishing debut thriller with a jaw-dropping twist. The story is told backward. Interesting. So I wonder what it means by being told back. I guess I'm going to find out. I am excited to read this, so it should be a good time. And then another buddy read I am doing. For those that don't know, first of all, let me say, this is Fate of the Sun King by Nisha J. Tooley. This is the third book in the series of Trial of the Sun Queen. I read the first two, really enjoyed them. And then I'm reading this with Ashlyn, but from Ashlyn Cayley. She was also reading the series. I think the first one was like a Patreon buddy read for her whole Patreon. And then me, Ashlyn, and I can't remember how many other girls decided to read the second one together. And then Ashlyn and I and another girl on the Patreon, Rebecca, they wanted to read this one. And this one just came out on June 4th. And I have been wanting to continue the series. There's going to be a new book in this series, the fourth one, coming in November. So I want to read this in preparation for that. So me, Rebecca, and Ashlyn, we're going to be reading this together. And I cannot wait to see where this journey takes me. The first one, Trial of the Sun Queen, it's following this girl who's thrown into this prison with her siblings, and something happens and she gets taken away and wakes up in this castle where she has to compete to win this king's heart. So it's kind of like the Bachelor / Hunger Games type thing going on. So I am excited to continue the series and see where it goes from here. After reading the second book, I needed to continue. So I am so excited to continue the series. So I'm looking forward to this buddy read for sure. And then the next buddy read I will be doing is Wild as a Witch by Rachel Griffin. I am very much excited for this one. This is a buddy read with Dana, Karina, Alita, HB, and Sam. We're all reading this one together. I also wanted to read The Nature of Witches, also by this author. So I might possibly do a vlog of reading both books. I forgot to grab The Nature of Witches from the other room. But they're both from the same author. So I thought it'd be kind of fun, since I'm doing a buddy read on this one anyways, to read both books and then talk about my thoughts as I go by reading both of them. Because I read Bring Me Your Midnight by this author, and it was incredible. It has become my favorite read of this year, and I absolutely loved it so much. It's like new all-time favorite. And the writing in it was outstanding. So I know I needed to read more from this author, because Bring Me Your Midnight was the first one I've read from her. And because of how much I absolutely love that book, I need to read more of her books. So I have this one, which I recently just got in the mail. And then I also have The Nature of Witches. So I will be reading them all. And hopefully this author will become a new favorite author, because from what I've read from her so far, she is outstanding. And I cannot wait to continue reading her books. And then I also have a few others I decided I wanted to try and read for the month of July as well. This one I've already started yesterday, and I still need to continue it. And this is Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. I was intending to read this for the Amazing Readathon in June. However, I did not get to it in time before the readathon ended. However, I wanted to try it out anyways, because this is one of Bree's favorites. And it was a host favorite from Bree for the Amazing Readathon. I know how much she loves this one, but I thought I would give it a shot and see what I think. I've already started it. I'm about to start chapter 7. It's interesting so far, but I will give more of my thoughts on this after I finish it. I don't want to give away too much. All I know is that it's about this ship that was lost at sea, and everyone on the crew was completely disappeared. So there's a new crew going out to the same area that the first ship disappeared from, because supposedly there are mermaids and it's supposed to be an underwater horror. So I'm excited to give this one a shot and finish it off and see what I think. Because this is something that is completely out of my comfort zone. And so far, the little bit that I've read, some of the science is a little bit above my pay grade. But I'm excited to see, I'm excited for the horror to come in because I love horror. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'll give you all my thoughts once I finish it, I promise. And then I have a couple of others I'm interested in getting to this month for July. I also want to get to A Kingdom This Cursed Empty by Stacia Starr, or is it Stacia Starr? Not sure which. I've heard her name said both ways. But this is the second book in the series of A Court That's Cruel and Lovely. I read the first one for the Amazing Readathon, absolutely loved it, and I immediately bought the second one. I cannot wait to continue the series and see where it goes. It's going to be an amazing time, and I cannot wait. Because the ending of the first one had me like on the edge of my seat. And I need more. So I cannot wait to devour the series. I'm hoping if I love this as much as I did the first one, I'll have to buy the next one in the series. Because so far it's been amazing and I cannot wait to read more from the series. And then there's one more that I'm definitely interested in reading from the month. I just bought this today, by the way. Literally today. And I decided I want to try it and fit it in for the month of July. And that is The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I have heard very mixed reviews on her previous books. Very, very mixed. A lot of people either, well, it's more like you hate her books or you love her books. There's no like in between on her book so far. But this one sounded the most interesting to me, and it's a new release. It just recently came out. I thought this was going to be a book of the month pick for July or an add-on. I was shocked to see it wasn't even on the app at all, because they've featured her a few times on Book of the Month. So when I found out she wasn't even on it, I decided to buy the book myself, because from my understanding, it's a murder mystery that takes place in a castle. And it's supposed to be similar to And Then They Were None by Agatha Christie. So it's supposed to have like the same types of tropes. And it's supposed to be all kinds of weird things going on in this mansion. So, and I guess I don't really know much, but that's all I really know. It takes place in a mansion, and then there were none aspects, and I am excited because I have never read anything by Agatha Christie, not even And Then They Were None. But this one sounds fascinating, and even though I've never read her previous books, I want to give her a shot. Even though I've heard very, very mixed reviews. But you never know, maybe I'll like her. I'll try it. You know, like if I end up not liking it, I just won't read any of her other books. But this one sounded the most interesting to me out of all of her books that she's had out so far. Like, I have had no need or want to try the other ones because of the reviews I've heard on them. But this one, I haven't heard much of yet. So I'm excited to at least give it a shot because it sounds so interesting. So I'm like, I'll give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. And then we'll go from there. And that's all of the ones I really want to get to in July. I don't have any other plans per se for other books. However, because I read so fast, it is likely that I will have time for other books. So I might throw some new reading in there, maybe pick up some other ones. I haven't decided yet. There's mostly thrillers and fantasy and the staff and a little bit of horror and these books that I've shown you. So maybe I'll mix it up and throw in some romance. We'll see. I definitely want to get to some other ones to lighten my load and not read so many dark and heavy books. So you never know. Maybe I'll throw some, romances into this stack somewhere down the line. But because I do really read, I read a lot of books very fast. Like, I read 30 books in the month of June. And this is way less than that. So I'm pretty sure I could probably throw some more in there. So, but I don't have any actual plans for any others. Maybe maybe there'll be vlogs of some mood reading. So hopefully I will have something for you guys on that at a later date. That's all I have for my July TBR for now. If I have anything new to share with you guys, I will definitely let y'all know. That's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed my July TBR. If you did, give me a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more bookish content from me and all the vlogs in the future, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you all on the next one.